Today's adventure begins with a self-pumping gas nozzle right here. The only reason I point these out is because sometimes they're not working. So it's nice when the little clip does work. Do not top off. Overflow will occur. As the recording of this, it is Monday, February 13th, 2023. Price of gas here, $4.69 a gallon. Just outside the Seattle-Tacoma airport, where I am hopping on a flight very shortly. Have a layover in Denver, and then we'll be landing later this evening in Philadelphia. It's always frowned upon to return a rental when it's not filled up with gas. They charge you a little extra. I just heard the thing clip off. It's a pretty good rental car. A little confusing though. You know, it's a little fancier than what I get. They got an upgrade. They were out of the mid-size I was gonna get, and they gave me this one. And they had I could not figure out how to get the seats to stop massaging my back. It took me like 2 days to figure out how to turn it off. It was kind of bizarre. I didn't really like it. All right, off to the airport. A lot of rental car companies in here. Now this rental car facility is a little off-site from the airport, meaning you must take a bus over to the main airport itself. Up to the top floor, onto a bus, and then to SeaTac, I think they call it, Seattle-Tacoma. I think that's the lingo. Nice and chilly out here today. I am flying United today, so I have to go to southbound. It's probably like 40 degrees out here, I'm guessing.
Airlines at this stop are Airlines and
I really like this guy's like putting out the vibe right here. Look at it. Got the arms crossed, got his leg up. Renter car shuttle. Rental car. I was like, rental car. It's kind of early. I'm having trouble talking so far. Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. Heading in. Oh, I remember this when I flew in here. I remember this plane that's dangling up from the ceiling right there. This old-timey plane. Welcome everyone, TheDailyWoo here. I'm inviting you to join me from Seattle to Denver for a short layover, United Airlines, and then to United Airlines, the whole thing, from starting off United Airlines Seattle to Denver, short layover, and then arrive in Philadelphia. Join me, shall you? All right, looking at the arrivals and departure board, obviously I am departing from here. You don't have to look up the airport that you're going to and from because you know, well, I know that I'm here in Seattle. All you have to do is just find where you're heading to, which would be Denver, right here. There's 2 different flights, or Southwest and United. There's 3 different flights. There's Alaska, Southwest, United. I am doing United. 12:59 is when it departs. It is flight number 2613, gate A10, and this is a good sign. On time. At the moment, it is 11:11. Estimated check time wait time for the checkpoints. If I had pre-check, it'd be 5 minutes, but even without pre-check, it's only a couple minutes more. Not too bad. Not as bad as LAX. This is going to be pretty smooth sailing getting up. Okay, it appears as where I was just standing was the pre-check line. The regular all gates line is down here. It's very quiet in here. You see where it says all gates. Gotta go all the way down here. All right, this still doesn't look too bad. 8 minutes. Well, there's a lot of different ones. There's 8 minutes, a 3 minute, a 3 minute, and a 10 minute. All of those seem pretty doable. I'm just noticing that one of my shoes is untied. There's really no reason to tie it because very, very shortly I will be taking my shoes off, removing my computer and going through all that rigmarole. All persons, property may be subject to additional screenings beyond this point. Yeah, you're coming off shoes. I was chosen for additional screening. So basically I had this in one of the trays. So my camera that I'm holding and the laptop was chosen, even though it was visible on the top of the other tray, was chosen for additional screening, along with my shoes, and this was in here as well. This went through, however. This was in a tray. Everything had to be in a tray. And I could have saved 5 minutes, I guess, if you have the pre-check, you don't have to take your shoes off. At this every airport's a little bit different. It's kind of interesting as much as I travel to see the differences in the airport with their screening process. This says new system, automated screening lanes, and it gives all the information there based on the Seattle-Tacoma airport. Some places want you to put this stuff right on the belt, not in the tray. Sometimes you can leave your belt on, sometimes you can leave your shoes on. Really, it's just luck of the draw. It depends on what airport you're in. We got a nice little directory here. It even has a "You Are Here" legend right here. This is exactly where I'm at. And this is what the A gates look like. I am over on the A side. Of course, all the Seattle merchandise over. Oh, look at this. There's a Sleepless in Seattle sleep shirt you can get here. Onto the moving walkway where it seems as if I am walking extremely fast, but in reality, it's moving speed and I'm walking briskly as well. I took the wrong way in 10 days ago when I landed here, and I passed by this and I noticed, look down there, there's the monkey shines monkey right there, and a flamingo right up top too. And I got backtracked. I had to go back out that way to get my rental car, but now I'm going the right way this time. 10 minutes. And just to confirm, after all of that, going through all that my flight is still on time. You see, there are a lot of arrivals and departures going out of here. So I am looking at the one that's going to Denver, and then I have like an hour and 10-minute layover, which means by the time I get off the plane, it'll be time to get onto the layover, as long as the weather does cooperate. These are kind of interesting. Something called a jabber box. It's like a little private office wherever you need it. Look at that. You can rent a little private office. That's a good idea. If I needed a private office, I could rent one. And that is gate 88. I'm looking for A10. So that might be mine right over there in A10. Look at this really large overhead walkway, glass walkway. I've never seen anything like that. It goes all the way from here, all the way across. It's like a hamster tube, but of greater proportions, filled with glass. By connecting landed aircraft to preconditioned air, airplane engines don't have to idle to heat or cool the cabins. Pretty cool. That's like an artistic rendering of the cool air, I guess. Now, I do love neon. This is pretty awesome. This little art decor here, made by Josh Geis, called the Infinity Column. This is dated back to 1973. This is 1 year older than I am. This has been here for almost 50 years. Here's kind of an obstructed view of my plane here at gate A10. There's a small miniature of the Space Needle right up there, and some of the other iconic spots, the landmarks around town as well. And if I was going to purchase a last-second souvenir, you get it right here. Oh, it looks like Seattle was established back in 1869. Got some of the mugs here with the Space Needle on it and everything. I went up in that. Put a travel shawl when it's nice and crisp and cool outside. This is a museum artifact? Look at this. This travel shawl is a museum artifact that belongs in a museum. Got some artistic items here. Oh, over here too. Are these like, is this supposed to be like a body part? Is this going to be like a heart? This is kind of nice. I did bring my fuel rod when I went to Disneyland. I always will bring these as the chargers for your phones. So if you're at a Disney park, whether it be Walt Disney World or Disneyland, you can also, at this airport, they have the I should change out my fuel rod while I'm here. Oh, I gotta put the swap in here. I gotta put the swap in here. Okay, now it's in. Now it should work, possibly. Not working. There it goes. Oh, it costs $1 to swap it out? Yeah, just looking at the weather. I was looking at the weather earlier in Seattle, and I'm showing Denver, which looks to be okay. I'm not even gonna get out of the airport, so I'm not gonna step outside, so it doesn't make like a huge difference. And then Philadelphia, which I will be in the Philadelphia area. I'm staying just outside the city. I think I should be staying technically I'm in New Jersey, right over the river, a couple miles from Philly. But this is gonna be what the weather is looking like for today. And I will be in that area for a short tenure, so it's gonna be nice, kind of nice and cool each day. All right, I found a pretty good angle of my flight here. A10, they're preparing it. I think it boards in about 10 to 15 minutes. And you can see the walkway in is over that way. getting it all prepared. I'm really enjoying traveling lately. I'm really enjoying doing a lot of flights, going to a place for like a week and a half. I'm going to do a lot of that this year. Just kind of bounce around all over. You know, you don't want to go to a place for too short of a time frame. You don't want to stay too long either. You just want to kind of change it up, keep mixing things up a little bit. It used to stress me out going to airports and going through all the checkpoints and waiting around. But I'm kind of starting to get used to it. Once you just know you have to, you really don't mind it as much. I try to find myself in not quite as bit of a rush. I just try to get to the airport a little earlier too, so I'm not stressed about missing the flight. Oh, the ground's kind of interesting looking. It's designed to look like it's out of focus. All right, I'm boarding. I am in seat 5A. Seat A, row 5, which is a window seat. Also, is anyone utilizing these 6 foot ideas anymore? You still see the stickers everywhere. Alright, I'm noticing this plane does not have the TV things in front of the seat in front of you, but there's definitely a lot of leg room.
As you find your seats, place your larger bags in the overhead bin, wheels first. Please keep your smaller items and jackets with you until we find space for the larger carry-on. Small items may be placed under the seat in front of you. I'm
getting the pushback here from A9. I've stated this before, but a plane does not go in reverse on its own motor engine. They always have this little tug machine that pushes them back.
Unforecasted turbulence. Right now in Denver, winds out of the east at 7 knots. Stemhouse was really few clouds at 9,000 with a couple other layers at 14,000 and 22,000. Temperature 64 degrees. I would like to take this opportunity, first of all, thank you so much for flying United Airlines. We really appreciate the business. If there's anything we could do to make your flight more pleasurable, please do not hesitate, tell us so. During cruise, I'll come back and give you the most updated weather and timing and route. Until then, please sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Once again, welcome aboard, and thank you for flying United.
There are a few items you can't bring on here, including you're not supposed to have a lighter. Don't bring a 1980s Walkman or a remote control car. Second in line to take off. just made an announcement that seatbelt sign is back on and everyone to stay seated. It's the turbulence. A lot of turbulence up here. It's very beautiful, but also very bouncy. Getting some very beautiful views of some mountain ranges down here, some snow-capped mountain ranges.
So therefore we're going to turn off the seatbelt signs. You'll be free to move around the cabin. We do ask though, if you're sitting down, please keep your seatbelt fast and we may go on our forecasted journeys. Right now we're looking at 1 hour and 50 minutes left on our flight time to the... That hasn't changed. Temperatures 53 degrees. Later on I'll come back with the most updated weather.
Now, sometimes they'll give you the cup of Coca-Cola or the glass, but they'll also give you the can, I should say. So this one they just give you the ice and the Coca-Cola. Now, as far as food goes on this flight, they only had one option. It was called a vegetarian grain meal. So that was the only option. So I'm going, it smells pretty good. Vegetarian grain bowl meal. So there's some chickpeas down in there. And some greens. Possibly some carrots. One of those little cookie pies. And a roll. And I still never really understood what the glass over there is for. Maybe for wine. Or maybe just for looks.
There, but it's kind of hard today, unfortunately. Turn on the seatbelt signs. Please return to your seats. Make sure your seatbelt's fastened. Thank you.
Now, I've had one of these before. There was like a chocolate pie. This is like a peanut butter filled little small cookie pie. Peanut butter filled. It's pretty good. I am loving the scenery through here. Very mountainy and snowy Colorado region.
15 minutes we're going to initiate our descent and we are expecting a little bit of a bumpy ride during the descent just because of the mountainous terrain around the Denver and all that. So with that being said, if you need to get up, this would be a great time to do so. Use the facilities because in about 15, maybe 20 minutes I'll turn on the seatbelt signs and the seatbelt sign will be on for the remainder of the flight. Weather hasn't changed at all, 50 degrees, ceiling 20,000 feet and winds out of the east. We're going to Bravo 39, great B39. And once again, thank you so much for flying with us. It's a pleasure having you aboard.
It's pretty interesting looking down there and see the lakes that are down there. They're all frozen over. You see the ice on those lakes, all the water. All ice there.
Welcome to Denver, where the local time is 4:22 p.m. Please stay comfortably seated until the seatbelt sign
And
is
got
off.
the control tower there. seems to be a lot more united planes here than there were where I just departed from. Pull it into the station. All right, about halfway there. Just about halfway there. Well, halfway through the flight process anyway. All right, this place is pretty busy. It's got quite a few different walkways through here. See if I can find the departure. Almost forgot where I was going for a second. I'm going to Philadelphia. Yeah, this place is pretty busy. This place is definitely a real beehive of activity. Gate B45. Gate beehive of activity for 45. Philadelphia. My next stop. Everything looks good to go. Departure 5:46 p.m. Now this gate says B47, so I don't think that's not the one I'm supposed to be going down the ramp on, but still showing same airline, so just showing a lot of different airplanes. From this angle, looking out this window, B47, the one I just showed right there, and there is my pony. Well, my plane. Or B45, right directly underneath the control tower. Should be boarding in a half hour, give or take. All right, I'm just kind of walking around until it's my time to go back to my gate. There's a little atrium here with a big American flag in the middle here and some shops and whatnot. This whole area reminds me of like a mall. It's like there's so many different shops in this little area, some Colorado gear. It's like I'm stepping into like a straight up mall over through here. Here's some other Denver items over here. I'll see what they got. Oh yeah, Colorado, Grand Lake, Colorado, there's Bigfoot, and some UFOs right there. There's a Denver shirt. Oh, check out Elway's over there. I guess that would be John Elway's restaurant. Just a few days ago, I went to Portland and I went to the very first ever Voodoo Donuts. There's one here in the airport in Denver as well. The ones I usually go to, there's one at Universal Studios Hollywood, but I went to the first one in Portland the other day, and now I'm not going to get anything here, but I just wanted to point out that there is one here. This alien wants nothing but peace and donuts, or a piece of a donut. This airport really is something else. This is like next level. Well, I'm on the upper level, but I mean next level. Take a look at this. Look at the size of this one. Oh my goodness, that's a big plane right there. What model that is? This is huge. Like a double decker. Just seems a lot larger than a normal airplane. All right, once again, row 5. This time I'm not in seat A, I am in seat F, which will be on the other side of the plane, towards the front. Still same seat section, but I opted for one. Ooh, it just stepped down. I opted for one side of the plane for the first leg, and the other side of the plane for the second leg. 5F.
I said, listen, why are we going to listen to this? And then I said,
Make your way to your seat. If you'll kindly step in or turn to the side, let those customers standing behind you pass. This will help expedite the boarding process. 568 with service to Philadelphia. Welcome aboard.
As you may have heard, maybe a few bumps as we leave the Denver area, and a mostly smooth ride, perhaps with some intermittent bumps as we go down the road towards Philly. With that in mind, the fasten seatbelt sign is a tool to help you be as safe as possible. When it's on, that's an indication that we think it's safest for you to be in your seat with your seatbelt fastened for your safety as well as those around you. I'll keep it off as much as it's safe to do so. Thanks for joining us. We'll be underway here very shortly. Welcome on board.
of a sunset.
Turbulence for just a little bit, so flight attendants will be staying seated just a little bit longer than normal. And again, we do remind you to please make sure you're in your seats with your seatbelts fastened. We do have 4 lavatories located on board the aircraft, 2 in back and 1 in the mid cabin for those customers seated in our main cabin. And there is a lavatory in the fourth part for our first class customers. Please, we do ask that you
It's just wild to see that rain. See that rain going by breakneck speed.
Always clear throughout the flight. When it's safe for us to move out the cabin.
Alright, for my meal, they said they were all out of everything again except for... Thank you. They said they were out of everything except for the vegetarian thing I had on the last flight. Evidently they didn't restock some of the other stuff. So they said I could have a food box, which I said that was fine, and then she came back and said, oh, we have like a burger. So there's a pretzel burger, which I think is just what you could order out of the back. But they're going to give me this instead of the same thing I had before. Even though it looks like I get the cake and the cookie again though. And I got a Coca-Cola. So I'm going to have this pretzel burger with cheddar, bacon, and beer cheese. Alright, this doesn't look too bad. X marks the spot, you could say. Bacon on there too. I think I might put a little mustard on it. Going over the top of the city down there. Can't really tell where exactly I am, but it's completely dark out there, and that city is illuminated. And here's another little town or city down there. Another 10-minute flight from where I just was. Again, not really sure where that is. It is very, very bumpy right now.
Flight attendants, take your jump seats.
I don't know. A lot of turbulence. I think it's about time for piping hot caffeinated beverage at a high altitude. We're starting to get pretty close to Philadelphia. Say probably another half hour till they land.
Philadelphia area. Right now they're showing about 48 degrees, light winds out of the west. Gate arrival still D13, that's Delta 13, should have you on the ground. Oh, about 3 or 4 minutes past the hour into the gate, a few minutes after that. And we'll leave the seatbelt sign off just a little longer, but when we do turn it on, please make sure your seatbelts are securely fastened.
This has certainly been a coast-to-coast travel day. Almost at my destination now. Starting the descent as I speak. side of the country in the same day and arrive on the complete opposite side of the same country. Two totally opposite places in the US. Flying is just so fascinating to me. Okay, it looks like there's some sort of downtown down there. Is that downtown Philly? I think maybe it is. Wow, this view is beautiful. I'm getting a completely wide angle here of the city. It's amazing, so many lights. And we circled around, we went past that downtown area and circled back. It looks like we're going right back by it. But the airport must be right near downtown. I mean, really close, because I can see the skyline right there. So we kind of went past it, circled around, and now starting the extreme descent. So awesome. This is why I always choose a window seat. Every time I look at a wing, I have a William Shatner moment from the Twilight Zone TV show. There's no goblin or gremlin on the wing this time, though, thankfully. There's something on the wing.
Welcome to Philadelphia. Local time is 11:02. You can continue to use your electronic devices.
p.m.
However, if you are seated
It's
at
late.
the exit rows, please refrain from plugging any devices.
Gotta go get my
into the
rental
outlet.
car now.
We'll be
Head to my
taxiing for the
hotel.
next few minutes, so please remain seated, keeping your seatbelt securely fastened until we've come to a complete stop at the gate and the fasten seatbelt sign is turned off. At that time, please check around your seating area for all personal belongings that you brought on board. Also, please use caution when opening the overhead bin.
Yeah, you can see downtown off in the distance over there. To be honest, I don't know if I've ever been to this airport before. They have some like vases and pottery right in here. It's kind of late. It's like 11:15 at the moment. Hopefully the rental car is on site and I'll take a bus over to it. Going down this escalator. I'm officially in Philadelphia. And it appears as if I do have to take a bus, or should I say a shuttle, over to the rental car area. I need to look for Zone 2. Hopefully it's running this late. It's almost midnight. Not quite midnight, but 11:30ish. Hope it's still running. The bus is pulling in to the area. All 3 of these. This is the one I need. It's always a whole process. Oh, does it have the time up here? It says January. Whoa, that's not right. It just said January 1st, 1990. Have I just gone back in time? Well, I have gone back in time. What year is it? What year is it? Okay, this is going to make for a very interesting Philadelphia trip. If it really is New Year's Day, 1990, it's 6:30 a.m. Something is. That's, something is amiss. I've stepped to the twilight zone. I am now in my rental car, sitting behind the wheel. That's the wheel. And now I'm gonna head over to my hotel just across the river. Technically it's in Jersey, just out of the city. But I will be in this area for a pretty good, well, more than a few days. The greater Philly area, even though I'll probably venture off into other areas as well. I won't just stay exactly in the city. I'll venture around, as I'm known to do. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.